My name's Jason Liggett. I am the Creative Director for Wonderment Creative House, and I'm here to tell you the story of the burst. In 2014, Wonderment was commissioned to take on a rebrand project for a global IT distribution company, and they had somewhat of an identity crisis. They had two very significant go-to-market brands. We had Westcon and we had Comstore, and we had these two different brands kind of floating out there globally, and there was no consolidation. There's no consistency. The brief that was given to me was, we're a $6 billion company, let's look like one. So the first task was to bring an identity to the individual practice areas: cloud, global deployment, and services. Then we operate under 4 technology practices, which include security, UCC, networking, and data center. So I took a look back at some of the Westcon branding that had been done over the past 30 years, and it's gone through some serious transitions. At the same time, what was happening in the business, the industry itself, was that the distribution channel in itself was kind of morphing. It was morphing from a very physical distribution model and moving to a very sophisticated digital model. So I wanted to tell that story visually as well. The easiest thing for me was to take the cap W, and in the top left-hand corner of the W is where it all began. So I took it and I just sliced it. I was like, I'm just gonna slice it off, and I created this kind of little flash mark. And it was a slight angle with a right angle top and bottom. And it gave me something that I could utilize if I just changed the color each time and put the practice word next to it. And we just took the end of the flash and we pixelated it. We put some pixels across it, and you see it moving from this very solid block moving into this kind of digital pixel mark. And that kind of told the story of transition. The next thing for us was really to take those individual flash marks that are now digitized, now with pixels. How do we bring those together? So we basically just arranged them so that they ended up going in a clock formation: cloud, GDS, services, then it breaks off into security, then UCC, then networking, and then data center. And that gave us our mark. That gave us this kind of crest, identity mark. Each one of the practices is replicated twice. And the reason for that is that I didn't want us to come to a standstill as a business. At some point, we're not going to just be 7 practice areas. They're going to be 8, 9, 10, etc. I didn't really want for years to come for us to become stuck. The idea of them being 2 colors is that the one color actually has a transparent layer on it, so that it introduces this kind of triangle color in the middle, which is like a secondary palette, and that gives us longevity. It gives us longevity to, if we decide that we're going to move into other practice areas, then we've got that color palette. The next thing was to take Westcon and Comstore and kind of bring them together. They have a very significant play within the marketplace. Westcon for its heritage and its history. Comstore for having a very strong Cisco focus. The footprint globally for each one of these brands was strong enough that it was a justification for us to say we're not going to lose each one of the brands. We took the Westcon brand and we took the Comstore brand. We kept the type treatment as it should be, and we introduced the burst in the middle, so that whenever we needed it to, we've afforded ourselves the luxury that when we wanted Westcon, it would be Westcon and the burst, or when we wanted Comstore, it would be burst and then Comstore. So it shows that it's just literally a slice and a dice. The next thing that we needed to embark on was a messaging exercise. What is our go-to-market messaging and strategy? What we concluded was there was 3 core pillars to our business. One is our exceptional partner experience. So anybody that does business with us has an incredible experience. The next is that we invest in the future, and we're very much future focused because we look at new technologies, we look at trends, and we look at the way in which the business is moving. And that kind of leads me into our 3rd pillar, which is we believe that we're transforming IT distribution from as it was before. And we kind of concluded that as a business, we rely heavily on our partners. The tagline kind of represented that. Delivering results together. It became very transparent to us that what we'd created was something that was going to stand the test of time. We're not treating it as just a logo. It's not. It's bigger than a logo. It's a philosophy. It's a principle. It's an ideology. We have taken extreme risks by bringing all of this stuff together to create what we consider now to be a $6 billion brand.